gonna try to get you down, but I don't care what people say. I'm gonna love you anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hear about the games they play.
On these ones. This your love is here to stay. A big tune on this, me tell you for real. Louder on the Reggae Sound Splash.
Love you anyway.
Right about now.
No, I don't care about the games.
This is the second reason on the show, man.
He's here to stay. People who love to talk will all.
This your love is here to stay. It's a big tune, me tell you.
To say.
Me come.
And it don't matter what you do. They go
reggae music.
Some of them go and run off the mouth. You're my girl, are you run the route? So step up and go and flaunt your clout. And if them come behind your yard, just run them out. Cause I don't care what people say. I'm gonna love you anyway. Oh, I don't care about the games they play. Cause this your love is here to stay. And all the haters gonna hate.
Greetings, my lord. Greetings, my lord.
Greetings. Big up all of the Goodies Radio crew, management staff, everybody. You don't know Devare in the house.
Yes, sir. It's a blessing to link up with you. It's a blessing.
Absolutely, a blessing, man. Likewise. Absolute blessing.
Yes, sir. So, Devare. Yeah, man. This is the Reggae Sound Splash show. Can you please, introduce yourself to my listeners so I listen to the show right about now?
Okay, I missed out a little bit of what you said. Give me half a second. Let me just mute all of the other people that want to talk to me all at the same time right now, so there is no disturbance. All right, that's done. Okay, could you repeat your question, please?
I said, can you please introduce yourself to my listeners so I listen to the show?
Goodies Radio. We make it
yeah,
good
man.
to you.
Absolutely. So, my name is Devare, out of Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah? And you're in tune to Djmarleycure on Goodies Radio. Yeah, man. You're about to have a nice little chat, nice little interview, with the one and only Devare. Big up yourself, Marleycure. You don't know.
Okay. How many years have you been on the scene as an artist? How many years have you been on the scene as an artist?
Oh my gosh. Let me see. We're talking about 10 years or so. Just about 10 years. Because I started recording before I really came on the scene, so to speak, because I wanted to perfect my craft. You see what I mean? So I spent about 2 or 3 years behind the scenes just learning the business and, trying to get it right, trying to get the right sound that I wanted to bring to the people. So if you look at it in perspective, you can say 10 years, 10 to 12 years, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's the greatest achievement as an artist to be on the scene from 10 years now. Okay, Devare, do you have an album? Do you have an album or an EP?
Yeah. Actually, I have both. I have an EP that was released back in 2016. Okay, so my first single came out in 2014, right? And the EP followed in 2016. And then in December of last year, December of 2020, I dropped a full album, 12-track album.
Okay, what's the title of the album? What's the title of the album?
The title of the album is Reflections.
Okay. Then how many songs do you, and the 12 songs, can you give me some of the songs in the album?
Yeah, man. There is Gypsy Girl. There is, actually, before I even get into naming the songs, I'm going to tell you what I did. I actually made an album of all cover songs. Basically, my father's songs, my mother's songs, the songs I was raised on. So I wanted to actually create catalog. And when I thought about creating catalog, I came to the realization that if I did the music that I was raised on, it would connect me to the people in a very peculiar way. So I made that album of all cover songs. There's no original songs on that album, and it was on purpose. Okay? Yeah, so I'm Only Human, Gypsy Girl, This Your Love Is Here to Stay is not, is that one is on the EP. Okay?
Yeah, man.
So as I'm saying, like the intention, it wasn't something that just happened. It was very planned. You know what I mean? It was fully intended for it to be that way.
Okay. So let me ask you. You said your father and your mother are they into reggae music back in the days?
My dad, yes. My dad very much so. My mom is more into gospel music. She doesn't really listen to secular music, but it's still it's still a guide by which I live my decency. You understand what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's not so much that I'm making music for my mother. It's that I'm making music that if my mother ever chooses to listen, you understand?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I understand, man. I understand. I'm listening.
Yeah, man. So the thing about it is now my father is an avid reggae music player, but he's also well into R&B, the classic R&B. And as you could imagine, my father is 25 years old, so he's listening to ska, he's listening to calypso, for music from back in the 60s and 70s. You understand?
Yes,
so
sir.
if you consider it that way, you will realize that I was raised
Radio.
by my
We
father's
make it good to
music
you.
per se, because it's going to take me a while until I cut out my own little space and what I want to hear. So that's what I wanted to bring back. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. This is a Reggae Sound Splash show. This is GH. We have Devare live on the show. Devare, have you been signed to any record label?
No, I'm not signed with a big public record label. I have my own. Remember earlier in the conversation, I said to you that I spent some time learning the business, right? I wanted to be an independent artist. I really don't want to sign a big contract with a big record company. And the reason is this. I created my own sound and I want it to remain authentic. I want it to be me. And I will not sell my soul. So there is no way that some big record company can come and let money turn me into who they want me to be. I will not be anybody's clown or anybody's puppet. That's not my style. So I created my own record label. I built my own studio because I wanted things to remain that way. Because those 2 years that I told you I spent, I saw a lot of that manipulation and I was not going to be subjected to it. So because of that, I went and created my own space so my own creativity could flow without someone's money telling me that it can't go this way and it can't go that way. You get to me, Djmarleycure?
Yeah, man,
That is just the way my brain works.
Yes. Okay, you have so many songs. I'll take some of the songs on the digital platform. I will listen down and wake up and listen to one of your songs that made me to fall in love with your songs. What's the motivation or what inspires you to write your songs?
Generally, it's my observation of the world around me. And that's on a general basis. Like, take, for instance, when I discovered that I can write songs, I did not know. All the years, I used to just sing other people's songs, and I was fine singing in the shower. You understand?
Yes.
Until I was in London, and while I was on the bus, I saw something happen. I didn't think it should happen. I just thought it was just a hot-headed person just chewing upon another human being. And I didn't like it. So I walked away and I went upstairs. It was a double-decker bus. When I went upstairs, I saw the opposite. I saw two people making out like they thought it was a private room. You get me? Yeah, so when I saw this, it's like my whole observation of the entire situation. I'm like, downstairs, we're going to have a burial. Upstairs, we're going to make a child. You see what I mean? It's like, that's my interpretation of what was going on, So I wrote down how I felt. I grabbed a piece of paper and a pen from my bag and I wrote down how I felt.
Do this radio.
But I didn't really read what I write. I just write it down, yeah? Yes. And after I did this, I gave it to a friend of mine at the studio to read it. And he cussed me, brother. He cussed me. He said, how you tell me you can't write? You're homesick, aren't you? And I was like, wow. If I can write something down that I didn't even read, okay, I didn't even absorb it. I just wrote whatever the inspiration was coming to me sitting in my own space inside of my own head, right? And the next thing you know is somebody can interpret that. You get me? And realize exactly how I'm feeling. Then I have something here. And the moment I did that is when I realized that I don't get inspired like the general person does. It comes to me from a place, and I need to identify this voice when it's talking to me. And that is how I get inspired. It comes to me, Djmarleycure. It's like I'm talking to you right now. If it chooses to come to me right now, it will blank me out. It just comes. And I have to lock it. If I don't record it in some type of way, whether I handwrite it or I grab my phone and do a hum or something or whatever, it's gone. And so, like I said, it's my observation of the world around me. I might be in my car going down the road and I see something, but I interpret it in a completely different manner. And then the voice starts saying, write these words, and I just write them down.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
You all know we're in the pandemic times. There's no show going on. You've been artist. Have you been performing in virtual shows? Have you been performing in virtual shows?
Right now, okay. In Jamaica, the rules are being relaxed a little bit. Not the greatest, not exactly what we want, but it is also true that all my life I have come to respect what the professionals that went to school to get to that level of understanding of whatever it is, whether it's building a bridge or whether it's putting a heart in another human being. I leave them and let they do what they're good at. You understand me?
Yes,
so
sir.
I don't delve and participate in the talk and the small talk of things that I don't understand. And when I say I don't understand, I'm not a medical professional. So I don't get involved in that aspect of it. I'm not a politician, so I don't get involved in political movements, political behaviors, political satire, whatever. That's just not my thing. I get in where I fit in. So as far as the pandemic is concerned, that in and of itself is nothing new to humankind. You understand what I'm saying?
Man.
This is not the last one either. We have survived many, many, many in the past. This too shall pass. I hope it does soon, and so that the doors can open up, so that this interview could have been one-on-one inside of a studio versus over the phone. You see what I mean?
Yes,
that's my take on the entire pandemic thing. I do not want to put myself and use this platform that you give me to speak about music to talk about COVID-19. Because I can barely spell COVID-19. If you were to bring me a bottle of COVID-19 and place it right on the counter in front of me right now, I wouldn't know what it is. So I don't want to be sitting here talking about COVID-19 in that sense. You see what I'm saying, my brother? I'm just hoping that whatever the powers that be are doing will be strong enough to keep it away so that we can get back into what we love, which is reggae music.
Okay, so you have talked so many on your career, your albums. What's the next project coming on?
Okay, the next project, strangely enough, right? You ready? You sure you're ready for this, Djmarleycure? Because I'm going to throw a curveball at you right now. Okay?
Do this radio.
Yes,
the next project is music, but it's not music. It's music, but it's not music. And I'll explain that for you, right?
Yeah, man.
I am physically. I was waiting for your calls. I was watching the time and taking myself to a quiet place so that we can have a quiet conversation.
Yes,
and as I was doing that, I was literally physically working on a rehearsal hall and studio for myself and for my band. That's what the next project is. So here's the thing. When this pandemic is over, we're going to go out there and we're going to do what we love. We're going to get back on the stage. I want to be so close to perfect. I don't think I'll ever make it to perfect because there is no such thing as it relates to human beings. But I want to be so close. I want to be so good that you see when you hear a Devare tune, you can imagine seeing Devare on the stage just giving it to you at the highest level of professionalism that it can possibly happen. So I am building the foundation so that can take place. The physical foundation, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that is my next project at this time. As far as the music is concerned, that comes from within me. It's like a light that shines from in my soul. So no one can ever really take that from me. It's not on hiatus. It's not that I'm not doing music. It's just that it takes more than grabbing a microphone and making some noise with your voice in order to grow musically. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
So based on that, I'm putting those roots in the ground, and also so that the next generation of musicians can have a place to go to perfect their craft. So that is my next project.
Okay. Devare, let me ask you this question. Have you featured other artists on your songs before? Have you featured other artists on your songs before?
There is one. That song that's on the album called Gypsy Girl. Just recently, we did a remix, and it's featured Presenter Clearly, which is a friend of mine and a good lyricist. So we were just messing around, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. The next thing you know, it's in the studio, and now it's out there. You know what I mean? So, yes, the answer is yes. As far as moving forward in the future, I also believe that in order to give the same amount that you want to get, you need to get to the amount that you know you can give. So I have a lot of interest in working with other artists, but I don't want to use another artist to make a name for myself. I want to be equals.
Okay.
You understand? So when I approach another artist for a collab, I need that respect to come from that other artist just as much as I'm giving to that other artist, or it will not work. My brain does not work that kind of a way, because I will not take the disrespect because someone thinks that I'm trying to use their name to rise.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What's the name of your band?
The name of the band is Smooth Cut.
Okay. So how many years now did you form the band? How many years now?
Oh man, that's about 8 years now. We've been working together for about 8 years. And you know, here's something, Djmarleycure, that I'm gonna tell you. 2 of the band members were from their high school days when they just started playing music. Can you imagine this? That's an amazing thing, because I've always wanted to give the youth a chance. And so I know 2 of them band members since they were in school uniform, going to school. And we're still together. We're still working it out. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful thing. I consider that a great achievement, wherein I'm saying that I give at least 2 youth the opportunity to stay off of the street and keep a gun out of them hand. You get me?
Okay.
Do this radio. Do this radio.
Can you give
We
out
make
your
it
social
good to
media
you.
handles out when someone want to follow you on the social media platform? Can you give out your social media handles out when someone wants to follow
Absolutely. This is how I do it, Djmarleycure. Here's how it works for me. I give out one name, and that's where you go. When you go there, you get everything else. DevareMusic.com. It's DEVARE music.com. One word altogether, DevareMusic.com. All my social media handles are one click. So you just go right there, and everything that you need to know, booking information, all of the new songs, whatever is going on with me, everything is right there. And the reason I do this is you give people 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 social media handles or whatever, and they don't remember half of them by the time the show is over. And they never write it down. So it's kind of like almost a waste. So I just keep one-stop shop, DevareMusic.com, and everything Devare is right there on that spot.
Okay. I like your vibe. I like your vibe because you have made me feel very, very happy about music. You know, reggae music. That's about sound system culture in Jamaica now. You being a Jamaican and the sound system culture in Jamaica now. Have you been performing on the sound when we were back in Jamaica? Have you performed on the sound system before?
Actually, you know what? There was a local sound that we used to think it's funny to go grab the mic and sing and do stuff. But it was just a little local sound. But when that happened, there were songs that, you know, they obviously weren't our songs. We were kids, 12, 13, 14 years old. And when that happened, it gave me the confidence. So it helped me to build the confidence to stand in front of a crowd. But as far as to perform and the sound is concerned, you remember I told you my mother's a Christian? Brother, I couldn't go to no party as I get locked out. You understand? So it wasn't until I became an adult. And then what happened is, like, I focused because I realized how hard it is to make it in music. So I focused my energy on the education and the brother. I ain't gonna lie. I did not want to be that broke musician traveling up and down and barely got dinner. And then my kids come along and I can't feed them because I'm chasing a musical dream. So I went to school instead. You understand? I had the brain for it, so I went to school and I focused my energy there. It's not until when I realized that I could actually write a song that I took this serious and said, okay, I'm not going to waste 2 talents, you know. I'm going to go and I'm going to take some of the money that I make on my general 9 to 5 and put it into letting this other thing, and I can call it a hobby if I want to, letting this other thing go to the public. If it goes to the public and the public accept it and help it grow, then so be it. If they don't, then so be it. You understand? But I refuse, Djmarleycure, listen me say, me refuse to sit there and because I have a dream, my child be hungry. I'm not going to do that.
Good to you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so me focus my energy just like how I just tell you just now. And I have no regrets.
Okay. So what is your last advice for the upcoming youth who also enter into the reggae dancehall music? Your last
I
word
always
for
say the same thing, Djmarleycure, and I'm glad you asked me that question. I really appreciate you asking me this question. Master your craft. Master your craft. You can't be selling oranges and you don't know nothing about oranges. So how can you be in music and you don't know nothing about music? Take the time. If it's even one course, man, go get a job on a construction site and take one music course and understand the business of music. If you intend for music to put food on the table, master your craft. You need to know what the music business is. You need to understand it. You need to understand how you will get paid. You need to understand how to keep money in your pocket so that when you hit the dry season like this pandemic we're talking about, you don't end up broke and your kids are hungry and have no shoes and all of them things. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
and that is my advice for everyone coming into this business. Know your business. Master your craft.
Okay, can you big up some people before you go?
Before I go, I want to say it again. I said it earlier in the show. I'm going to say it again. Big up to Djmarleycure. You understand? Big up to Goodies Radio and every aspect of the management and the crew. Even the people who clean the bathroom. I want to say big up because we are all essential in this world. We cannot do it alone. You get to me? I say, absolutely and without question. My manager, Natalie Lawrence. Big up yourself. You know me love you like cook food. I have a friend, Christine Rendell, and she's going through a downtime at this time. Strength and more power, my friend. She's probably listening right now if she's not, asleep. But I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it loud and clear. This too shall pass, my friend. You will be stronger on the other side. You get what I say? I've got a few people that always around. Maria Sang. It's man I say. Quite a few people that's always around. I can't call a whole bunch of names right now, but let me tell you, I know you there. Much respect, much love every time. To my family, I've got a blood-rich, blood-strong family.
We make it good to you.
Understand? And me say it without apology. Big up to my family every time. Thanks for the support. Thanks for having my back. Thanks for never doubting me when I say I'm going to move something forward. You get what I say? Sometimes I have to be away because I have to put food on the table, but thanks for understanding and thanks for always being there. You see me? Yes, and again, Mr. I can't stop saying, Djmarleycure, thank you for the platform. Thank you a million times over, brother. Listen, man, I say, thanks for having me on your show. You get me? Thanks to all the fans and the listeners out there that spend the time listening to me tell you about my musical journey. And again, Djmarleycure, big up yourself. Djmarleycure, let me do one lick of something for you real quick before we run off of the radio.
Do this radio. We make it good to you.
People are gonna talk about Djmarleycure on the radio. And people gonna run them out, even when them know say, and so it go. But we don't care what people say. We're gonna listen to this radio anyway. Yo, we don't care about the games they play. Djmarleycure is here to stay.
Yes, I give time.
Big up yourself, Marleycure. You don't know. Much love, much respect, my brother.
We make it good to you.
Thank you for passing to the Reggae Sound Splash show. I'm most grateful for you coming on the show live. It's a blessing. It's a blessing once again having you.
Yeah, man. One love, my brother. Big up the motherland. You don't know. Enough respect. Devare.
Do this radio. We make it good to you.
Play, 'cause this your love is here to stay. And all the haters gonna hate. That's what haters do. So all the hate they gonna hate. Don't let it get